We finally have Mazda's large vehicle platform at our doorstep. They've just revealed the CX-60. We're going to talk about the powertrains, the designs, interior, exterior today, and also what kind of pricing are we going to see on our versions of the Mazda large platform vehicles. Mazda's given us a little bit of media to sift through here. This press video is what we're going to start with. So we have the CX-60 here, seen for the first time, at least officially. There were spy shots I got out, but here we are. Now this has got to be one of the higher end packages. And the reason is we have chrome accented grills and machine finished wheels. There'll also be a sport package, which is going to dole out certain parts of the exterior. Mazda's designs are typically pretty gorgeous overall, and the jury is still out on the CX-50. When you see it in motion, it definitely looks better than when it is just sitting still. These LED headlights and the daytime running lights kind of flow into the grille. You can see part of the daytime running light on the edge of the headlight encapsulation, and then it flows through the grille's bezel into the grille itself. I don't think it looks quite as masculine and aggressive as the CX-50, and I guess that's why Mazda pushing more for the premium / luxury instead of sport performance. Even though there's a plug-in hybrid, this is the most powerful factory Mazda ever built. It's a 4-cylinder. We'll get more into it when we get into the spreadsheet. Just want to talk a little bit more about the styling. Here is that sport version of the vehicle. We have the blacked out bezel around the grille. Look, maybe slightly darker headlights. It's kind of hard to tell. The wheels are definitely more of a gunmetal gray or black. And it's unfortunate that Mazda has decided to give us fake exhaust. They could have just smoothed out the bottom of the bumper, and we also don't need this plug-in hybrid marking on the side. It's not functional at all. Here's another look of the front end of the vehicle, which it looks pretty good from this angle, and I think it just naturally looks better with the darkened grille and the darkened grille bezel. But enough about the mediocre exterior. The interior is where Mazda really is taking this vehicle to the next level. We have beautiful cloth inserts on the door with wood accents, not sold on this brushed aluminum like could be plastic piece. It tends to get reflections, but I'm not going to harp on it too much. This is a unique sort of stitching that is from Japan that we see on this specific cloth dash. I think it's gorgeous. Here's a better look at that piece on the door that just doesn't look as premium as the cloth and the wood. This is very reminiscent of what we see on current Mazda vehicles. It's a little bit more fleshed out, more buttons, a little bit more width to the switch gear here for the heating and cooling. Heat and ventilated seats are on this specific model, heated steering wheel. Looks like we have a shift-by-wire shifter in 8-speed, all-new 8-speed automatic transmission. It is a dual clutch from my understandings from what I've read in the press release. The steering wheel has been taken to the next level in terms of quality here. It looks like we have multiple partitions stitched together, and I love the beautiful ornate stitching on the interior of the steering wheel. It looks to be an all-new steering wheel, but very in line with the same design we've seen previously with other Mazda vehicles. Behind the steering wheel is an all-new digital display. So they're getting rid of the physical tacks, and they give you a standard digital display back there. And also, there's a touchscreen in the vehicle, which is something Mazda doesn't like to do, at least on their current vehicles. But I think from this angle, so I just saw this vehicle from this angle, it looks pretty sharp. But back to the touchscreen, Mazda might only be allowing you to use it as a touchscreen when you're stopped. So that happened on the MX-5 where you could use it while you're not in gear. When the second you start moving, it locks you out from touchscreen integration. And that is really unfortunate if that's the case. We see it moving again and it looks very solid in motion compared to the stills. So Mazda, definitely that Kodo design is taking a new generation here in the CX-60. And in my opinion, it looks a lot better in this sport package with the blacked out trimmings. Now pricing in the UK starts at $43,950, but when you convert that to US dollars, that's $57K. It's not going to convert well straight to US dollars. I'm going to guess it's going to be around this price, but in US dollars. So I'm expecting mid 40s of where the CX-70 will come in and debut. We don't know exactly how the engines are going to be in America. We know in Europe, though, that we are getting this 2.5 liter plug-in hybrid, which will be coming to America, 323 horsepower, 368 pound-feet of torque. We have a 134 horsepower electric motor, and it is still tied to that dual clutch 8-speed automatic. This will be seen in all the large platform vehicles. Here's the battery size as well as the range. We're looking at about mid 30s in terms of range for the mileage by the time it gets here EPA. Now, Europe will also be getting an inline-6 Skyactiv X. We've never seen that technology in America, and from what I'm expecting, I don't think we're going to see this engine right away. We might be very well getting the Skyactiv G Turbo inline-6, which Mazda hasn't said hardly anything about. If we go over to Automotive News, an article by Hans Greimel, he's kind of like their Asian car specialist for Automotive News, and he says the North American market will get a turbocharged straight-six gasoline engine and plug-in models. So diesel's off the table. That's no surprise. Mazda tried for years to bring the diesel into our market. They had it here in the CX-5 for like a year or two, and then they pulled it out silently. No diesel. We will get the plug-in 4-cylinder with 320 plus horsepower, and we might be getting a turbocharged inline-6. And Hans Greimel is a very reliable source of information here. So I did a guessing of what kind of power we could see from the Skyactiv G Turbo. In theory, it should at the very least match the plug-in hybrid in terms of peak output. Torque should be more based off what we see in the 2.5 liter Skyactiv G Turbo. However, Mazda has also patented twin charging, supercharging, and turbocharging. If they decided to do something like that, we could see over 450 horsepower and over 440 pound-feet of torque. So we just don't have those numbers quite yet, and nor do we have the final designs of the CX-60 counterpart that we will be getting here in the United States. Also with the Skyactiv X inline-6, this 3 liter, it will be a 48 volt mild hybrid. Same thing with the 3.3 liter Skyactiv D inline-6. I don't think this 3 liter Skyactiv G Turbo will have a mild hybrid setup. It just doesn't work very well with the Skyactiv X technology. And the reason is that Skyactiv X absolutely needs to have a mild hybrid setup in order to function properly. If it's turbocharged, they're taking the Skyactiv system out of it, no compression ignition, and we're going to have a good old inline-6 turbo, harkening back to the glory days of Japanese autos. We're talking about 2JZ sort of legendary stuff potentially with this 3 liter Skyactiv inline-6. But hopefully this inline-6 turbo, if it comes, is not exclusive to large crossovers. We know the Mazda 6 has been canceled. That leaves room for something new to be coming down the hatch. If they can make it 4-door, maybe 5-door if they want to do a liftback, but also maybe a 2-door or shooting brake would be sick too. To have a new coupe coming from Mazda would be great. That's not the Roadster that the MX-5 is. I'm not sold on the styling of the CX-60 on the outside. The CX-60 on the inside, though, is a game changer potentially. Jury's still out of whether that touchscreen will be usable while driving, but the materials, the overall design of the interior look great. Are you excited for the large platform vehicles coming from Mazda, these big crossovers? Are you excited for the powertrains? The plug-in hybrid looks excellent. We don't have final specifications on the inline-6s yet, but that will come. I'll give you guys that information as soon as I know it. If you enjoyed today's video, hit the like button, that helps me out. Subscribe if you want to hear more Mazda news updates along the